Hi, 8th graders. In this lesson, we're going to be using the Pythagorean Theorem, triangles, which will get us into square roots, and we'll do a little bit of simplifying through that. In my shirt here, we've got the square root of -1, which you won't get until maybe junior year of high school. That's an imaginary number because there's nothing that times itself will give you a negative. This is 2 times 2 times 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, that's 8. This is the summation symbol, which means you're going to add up a list of numbers. Again, that's probably junior year. And then you know this one from 7th grade. That's pi. So I ate some pie and it was delicious. Okay, so what we are looking at is the distance between 2 points. And we have a nice coordinate plane here. I'll do my best to try to get these dots, but with my finger, it might be a little challenging. Find the distance between 3, 6, and 3, 8. This first one's going to be nice and easy. So I'm going over to 3, I'm going up to 6 and putting a dot there. I'm going over to 3 and going up to 8, putting a dot there. So I am connecting those two. What is the distance between those? Well, that's nice and easy. That's just 2 squares. So 2, because it's 2 squares apart. So if the dots are in a nice row, either side to side or up and down, we'll be able to just count the squares. So that would be nice. But on our next one here, find the distance between 2, 1 and 4, 8. Those two are not in a row. Let me see if making this bigger makes it a little easier to use. Okay, so first dot is at 2, 1. Oh, wow, that's big. Over to 2, up to 1. Over to 4, up to 8. And then we're going to connect those. I'll use my nice connector tool here. Okay, those two are not in a straight line, so I cannot count. Like diagonally, how would I even count that? It's got pieces of one, part of another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the other two lines to turn this into a triangle. So from that one, I'm going to come straight down, and from that one, I'm going to go straight over. Now, the reason I want to do that is because I could count those. So this one is 2 squares. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. And then I can use my Pythagorean theorem. So the smallest one is going to be my A, my middle one is going to be my B, and the longest one is going to be C. So Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Putting in these numbers, so my A is a 2, my B is a 7. Remember, square means times itself, so that's 2 times 2 is 4. That's 7 times 7 is 49. I see a plus sign, so I'm going to add those two together. And then to finish it off, the opposite of square is square root. So right now my answer is square root of 53. And on the homework, it's going to ask you to simplify. So that is what we're doing new right now. So I'm thinking of my perfect squares. I've got 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, and then I don't need to go higher because the next one's 64, and there's no way of bigger numbers going into it. So I'm going to ask myself, do any of these numbers over here on this side go evenly into 53? They do not, so this is considered simplified. And I don't want to type it in my calculator. If I did, my answer is 7.280109889. But that's considered imprecise. So to be precise, my answer is going to be the square root of 53. Find the distance between 5, 1 and -2, 4. Again, those two are not in a straight line, so I can't just count the squares. So 5, 1 and -2, 4. I'm going to connect those two. And I can't count diagonals, so I'm going to turn it into a triangle by going straight down and straight over. And now those blue ones I can count. The blue ones, this is 3 squares, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, my smallest side is going to be my A. Medium side is going to be the B. Longest side is the C. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Putting in my 3, putting in my 7. 3 times 3, 7 times 7. I see a plus sign, so I'm going to do that. Opposite of square is square root. So C is the square root of 58. Now I need to know if any of those numbers, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, go into this. Now I'm curious if 4 does. It does not. I'm pretty sure 9 doesn't. It does not. Let's just double check 16. It does not. So that again is simplified right there. Find the distance between 1, 1 and 5, 7. Not in a straight line. Here's 1, 1. Here is 5, 7. I'm going to connect those. I'm going to turn them into a triangle by going straight down and straight over. I can count those black lines. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my A, my B, my C. Putting in the 4, putting in the 6. 4 times 4 is 16. 6 times 6 is 36. Adding those together. Wow, there's a lot of 50s in this. Okay, so opposite of square is square root. And I want to know 52. Does anything go into 52? 4 does. Okay, so let's pull it to the side here. And it is 4 times 13 makes 52. So that square root of 4 is perfect. So it's going to come out as a big 2, and then that 13 is going to have to stay inside. We do have to consider it, and if you can simplify, you should, just like the fractions back in the younger grades when you were doing fractions. Okay, one more. We've got 0, 0, and -6, -1. So from 0, 0 to -6, or -6, -2. I'm going to make that into a triangle by going straight down, straight over, or straight up and straight over. It really doesn't matter if the triangle is upside down or right side up, as long as you made it into a right triangle. So this is 2 squares. This is 6 squares. A and B. You'll notice, please, in all of these that we're finding the A and the B. Or we're given the A and the B, I should say. So here's 2 squared plus 6 squared equals C squared. So that's 4 plus 36. So adding those gets me 40. Opposite of square is square root. And I hope you can see that 40 can be broken down. So what makes 40 from our list? Your choices were 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. So we would do 4 times 10. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's going to be a big 2, and then the 10 is going to stay inside. So that answer is going to be 2 square root of 10. Tonight's is 7.12. There's only 2 questions, so just take your time and do a good job on them. And that's it. Thank you.